Okay everyone, thank you for watching. I'm going to show you this from the Drudge Report that was front page yesterday, and then I'm going to show you a video, then we're going to talk about how the sheeple just don't get it. Okay, look at the front of the Drudge Report as of yesterday, and this was not everything they had listed. Drivers waiting 6 hours for gas in New York City. Tempers rise in wake of storm. Finding bodies left and right. Death toll reaches 109. Restaurant hotel prices skyrocket. Chuck Schumer confronted. We are gonna die. Craigslist gas is going for 15 bucks a gallon. Utility workers pelted with eggs. Misery. We have nothing. Residents furious. Red Cross offers cookies and hot chocolate, not blankets and food, it goes on to say. Jet fuel supply fast becoming concern at airports. Staten Islanders plead for help. We need food. Please don't leave us. Video, stranded New Yorkers defecating in apartment buildings. Dire, New Jersey counties enact 70s style gas rationing, and that was a developing story at the time. Now, what also ended up being on here is they had a whole thing. I'm sorry I don't have it, but it talked about how residents were taking up bats and machetes and guns. They were arming themselves to protect themselves from looters. Okay, so now let's get to this video. Oh, it's great, isn't it? Let's get to this.
Saw the damage in Seaside Heights firsthand.
Well, Jim, I know this area well. I have friends and family nearby, and the destruction on the beach and boardwalk, particularly the amusement piers, is stunning. Now, police here are saying that at least 3 or 4 people in Seaside Heights are still unaccounted for, and they are searching for them now.
Well, a lot of people that I know stay there, and their houses are not there. You can't get in touch with them.
The possibility that there's a loss of life is why police on this barrier island are going door to door to check for survivors and remove any pets.
When the animals die, they show off a stench that makes us think there's a body there. It helps us not think we have a body in that building, and we don't have to break in.
Seaside Heights is under martial law as officials survey the damage, including 2 amusement piers that were destroyed.
So Seaside Heights is under martial law. Okay, now we're going to get into why this is not an isolated incident. Okay, I woke up this time 2 years ago, and all throughout 2011 I tried to wake up my friends and family. They wouldn't listen. So I decided to make this channel because I figured it'd be kind of, interesting and helpful to document this stuff as it happens, and then I could play it back to my parents and my friends and my family and say, see, this is what I'm talking about, we're headed for trouble. But it turns out that it doesn't even matter, because I want to show you that in one of the first videos I made, this is 8 months ago, according to YouTube, it sounds about right, I think I made it in March, how I said there will be somewhere in September of this country there's going to be martial law start popping up. Now I was wrong. It ended up being, in November, the first week of November, because that video was posted like 2 days ago. So I was about a month off. So I was wrong. But there is martial law in the country, and unfortunately, it's for an even worse. Well, I guess all of it's no good. None of it's any good. But I did not think it would be to a hurricane. This is all economic stuff. I thought the economic collapse. People would be riding in the streets over, the dead dollar. But they keep postponing it. Keep postponing it. But now we do either way have martial law, just a month after what I was expecting. So I try to get my friends and my family to watch this video back in March to show them that martial law is coming. Oh, martial law is crazy. That'll never happen in this country. And then what happens just a few months later in June? See, I live in Illinois, real close to St. Louis. This is an actual screenshot from a video. I watched the video of our local news channel, News Channel 5, covering a story where military rolls tanks onto St. Louis streets. But why they said is because they drove from Maryland for driver's ed to learn how to drive these things on the streets of St. Louis, and how to drive these tanks and trucks on city streets, period, because apparently anywhere near Maryland there are no city streets. So I tried to get my family and friends to watch this in June, and they said, oh, that's silly, martial law will never happen. Now, of course, we have martial law officially declared on the East Coast. Once again, oh, that's over on the East Coast, that's not here. Every single time there's an excuse why it's not to be a concerning factor, or why there's nothing to be concerned about. These people, as I just read all that stuff to you, they're going to be dying for more martial law. They're going to be screaming for it. They are scared, and I just read all that stuff to you. It's a disaster over there, and they had a week to prepare for this. They had a week to prepare for this, and this is what happened. Now you got people eating out of dumpsters over there. You got rioters and looters like crazy. People got to board themselves up in their own houses to protect themselves from these things. So people are going to be screaming for martial law, more of it. And like I said on here, look, this is why it drives me crazy with my parents. Oh, it's not, it's not here, who cares? Because that's not how it works. They're not going to just declare martial law in every city or every town in every state overnight, because that would cause panic. What they're going to do, like I said on October 13th, 2011, when I made my little list of things that I think are going to happen in the next 12 to 18 months, that martial law begins little, then it will spread to everywhere. Like it just started. That's exactly what's going to happen. And people are saying, I'm sure there are trolls out there, oh, you just wrote this morning and put 10/13/2011. Well, luckily, I have all sorts of pictures with my cell phone to document that I made this list a year ago. They just don't, these people don't get it. They're not going to wake up until they're the ones in that situation. And it sucks that it's going to have to come to that, but for whatever reason, they are under a spell and they just don't know it, and it's just ridiculous. And if you tell them that the devil runs the place, or you tell them these politicians are all, Satan-worshipping, black magic practicing witches, sorcerers, or whatever, oh, that's a bunch of malarkey. Really, because there's really only two reasons why you're not awake like some of us are. It's because either A, you're under a spell and you don't know it, or B, you're just an awful person who really doesn't give a shit about anybody but yourself. But since I don't want to be a cynical person, I'm going to go ahead and assume it's the former, that it's just under a spell, because I don't want to call everybody who's not awake a selfish person. And they just don't care about anybody but themselves. I'm not going to do that. So this you'll start seeing this more and more. It'll start popping up other towns, other cities, because they're going to be screaming for it. Which I understand. If I was in that situation, I get it. I have no problem with the military coming in and helping these people. I have a problem with the military staying behind after it's done, because they have been told to be in that situation, because they're in place for whatever is coming next. The big earthquake, the nuclear attack, the radiation scare, the chemical bomb, or whatever else, the economic collapse, who knows. But this is not just an isolated incident, and the people just they'll not pay attention. And it's crazy. So we have to just let it go. I know we all get upset when no one listens to us, mainly our friends and family, but we got to let it go. Because they're not gonna wake up until they're in this situation. And it's awful. Like I said, they had a week to prepare for this, and this is how they're reacting. Wait till it's overnight. Wait till all of a sudden 1 second everything changes because there's an earthquake that cracked the earth in half. Or there's a huge tidal wave that floods an entire region of the country. Or there's a chemical or a nuclear attack. Or they wake up and the dollar is completely dead, just like in the 1930s, and gas is $7, $8, $9, $10. It's ridiculous that they're not paying attention, but it's not on us. And that's why I'm sticking by what I said. We are awake for a reason. I don't know what it is, but just like I watched the Book of Eli last night, Denzel Washington, that movie where he has the Bible and it's a post-apocalyptic world, and he's trying to just put the Bible in a safe place, so where there's no evil people that get it and use it as a weapon. Mila Kunis comes across, she's in the movie, and she meets up with them, and she says, I want to go with you. Where are you going? Denzel says, I'm taking this Bible west. And she says, where? She says, I don't know. She says, how do you know where you're going? He says, I walk in faith, not in sight. Meaning, I don't go on my understanding. I just do as I'm told. So we're awake for a reason. I don't know what it is, and if you don't know what it is, it's not up to us. We don't have to know what it is. It doesn't matter. We're just awake for a reason, and we will find out what that reason is soon enough. And for the people out there that don't believe in God and all that stuff, don't worry. Your time's coming. If you're watching this stuff, you're awake too, and you're going to get whatever thing you need to see, whatever it is you need to see, whatever vision, whatever event, whatever. You'll get something that you'll see that will change you too. So you're awake for a reason. We all are. Just don't know what it is yet. So thank you for watching. I know it's frustrating. I'm sorry, but this is my camel, or the straw that broke the camel's back. If they're not going to pay attention, I can't be any more accurate than what I can. I was off by a month, yes, but I have a video and I have a damn piece of paper that completely predicted this happening over a year ago. So if they don't want to listen, then they can be in line for a little while or whatever, even though I probably won't let them do that. But either way, so thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I do. You all mean so much to me, every single one of you, because like I said, I thought I made this channel to document, the stuff so I could help wake up my friends and family, but that's not what it's been about. It's been about meeting you and talking to every one of you and doing this together, because if I wouldn't have been able to converse with all you like-minded people out there, I would have gone crazy, and that's the God's to honest truth. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for all your support, and stay safe and keep watching. Not me, but keep watching everything else. Well, I appreciate you watching me. You know what I mean. Just keep your eyes open for everything. Thank you very much. Bye.